If you've been watching me for a while, then you know I've been probably the biggest Jacque Vaughn hater on this app. Everyone knows the infamous game against the Milwaukee Bucks earlier this season, where the team set out 4 rotation players and then pulled another 3 after the first quarter. Then he had the audacity to claim they were not throwing the game away and were trying hard to win. That game irked me to the core, and the NBA as they fined him $100,000, but I was more bothered by his treatment of one player, Cam Thomas. Last season, after scoring 40 or more points in 3 straight games and having a 20-point second half in the one after that, he was benched for 2 straight months by Vaughn, racking up DNP after DNP. Then in his first game back playing heavy minutes, he dropped 40 again. He's the most promising young player on the entire Nets team, and I have long said if he had been given the opportunity that Jalen Green got in Houston, it wouldn't even be a debate who the better player is. In a recent 9-game stretch from January 27th to February 13th, he averaged 25 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists per game, with very impressive 45-45-89 shooting splits. He's ready to take a springboard towards stardom, and with a coach that's not actively trying to sabotage him, it likely will happen. Practically no actions were being run for Thomas under Vaughn, which is just completely inexcusable. His job will get much easier, and I think he could become the heavy favorite for most improved player by the time this season comes to an end. Ollie will act as the head coach for now, a former NCAA title-winning head coach at UConn. The straw that likely broke the camel's back for Vaughn was a 50-point loss to the Celtics heading into All-Star break, where they only scored 84 points as a team. Every Nets fan has been calling for him to be fired for months now, and the team finally gave in. For some reason, there are some media members acting like this is a shock or a surprise, which is simply hilarious, and exposing them for not watching the Nets at all. Cam Thomas is finally free. Now let's take a deeper look. Before we get into the happiest day of the season for the Nets fans and myself alike, if you enjoy my content and watch a few videos of mine, think about subscribing. 96% of my viewers are actually not subscribed, so if you watched me before and enjoy the content, drop a sub and comment down below. It really helps the channel. On Monday, the Brooklyn Nets made headlines by terminating head coach Jacque Vaughn, a move initially disclosed by ESPN's Adrian Wojnarowski. To fill the vacancy for the remainder of the season, the Nets are elevating assistant coach Ollie, the former UConn head coach who joined the team's coaching staff last summer. The decision to part ways with Vaughn comes amid the team's struggles, currently standing at 21-33 and occupying the 11th spot in the Eastern Conference. According to reports from SNY's Ian Begley, several players had reportedly lost faith in Vaughn's leadership, and I can't blame them. The Nets' recent humiliating defeat against the Boston Celtics, where they suffered a 136-86 loss, may have been the tipping point for the management. While blowout losses aren't uncommon in the NBA this season, a 50-point defeat is particularly glaring. Vaughn had been associated with the Nets since 2016, initially joining as part of Kenny Atkinson's coaching staff. Following Atkinson's departure, Vaughn took over as interim head coach in November 2022 after the dismissal of Steve Nash. Despite initially serving in an interim capacity, Vaughn was later promoted to permanent head coach, leaving the team with a record of 64-65. He can thank Kyrie Irving and the team's impressive run before last trade deadline for having the job at all. The Nets' next matchup is scheduled for Thursday against the Toronto Raptors, and expect a much different look for the team on both ends of the floor. Cam Thomas will likely be more of a priority, and maybe even Mikal Bridges can look more like he did last season. Ben Simmons will not be the primary guy on offense for the Nets, as was reported to be Jacque Vaughn's game plan all along, which at this point in the year of 2024 probably wasn't the best idea. But more than anything else, I'm excited for Cam Thomas to see what he can become for the rest of the season and for the rest of his career with a coach that actually believes in him and knows that he can be a star in this league. Happily, Cam Thomas is finally free. Thanks for watching. I'm Herm. Have a good one.